it came out 30 minutes ago. All right, let's watch this.
Hi, everyone.
I've been waiting for this, low-key. Because this guy's low-key like a Drake hater. This guy's low-key a Drake hater. And it's fine. There's a lot of them online. I'm used to it by now. I've been waiting for this. Don't spoil anything, by the way, if you've already seen this. This came out 30 minutes ago. We're going to watch this, then we're going to watch Jersey Shore. I want to see what he says, bro. I know for a fact that he didn't like Scorpion. He didn't like More Life. He didn't like pretty much every... I'm trying to think. I think he liked... If you're reading This Is Too Late, I think he liked. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what he has to say, bro. I'm genuinely... I want to know what he has to say, because I really like this album, chat. I've been listening to this shit like every day since it's come out, and there's no bad song. Like I never want to skip any song except War. I don't really like War that much. And sometimes Tusi, because I've heard it so many times. But besides those two, it's just because I've heard them a lot. I like all the songs in the album, bro. And I did not say that about Scorpion. You know I didn't say that shit about Scorpion. And I didn't say that shit about More Life either. Like, there were some random songs in there. I didn't like them. So, alright, let's see what he says.
Please, the Floss Tano here, the internet's busiest music nerd. And it's time for a review of the new Drake project, Dark Lane Demo Tapes. This is a new collection of songs from Toronto's very own The Six God, Champagne Poppy, Aubrey Graham, Drake. He is back, but like most things during the current pandemic, it's in a limited capacity, as the Dark Lane Demo Tapes are not an entirely new project per se, really more a collection of demos, obviously, and a bunch of tracks that have been floating around the internet in some capacity for a little while now. Now, if this sounds familiar, that's because this is basically what Drake just did on his 2019 Care Package project, which was an hour and 14 minutes of extra tracks and resurfaced cuts that span back to some of Drake's earliest records.
That's not true.
It's been like 2 years now since the release of Drake's last major record, Scorpion, and he has kept his fans fed on basically 2 projects of just leftovers. I mean, good for him that he can do that Drake is such a cultural force that he can drop nearly anything and it will do numbers. Point proven when he put out Tootsie Slide a few weeks ago, and it debuted at #1 despite being one of his most demo-quality singles ever. But take Drake's influence along with the smart marketing strategy to force the song into a TikTok phenomenon, of course it's gonna hit. That being said, there's only so much credit you can give to Drake for how he disseminates his music. In one breath, while it is nice that Drake is honest enough to label this as demos, simultaneously he could just be getting fans to lower their guard on this project and not have high expectations, because
dude, I already know I'm not gonna like this. I can already tell, bro. This is bad. This is bad.
It's not like his most finished stuff. Let's just take it for what it is. While I'm not expecting the most detailed production on this thing, the best engineering, the most features either, if the writing is on point, I suppose this will at least be listenable, and some of the time it is. The intro track to this thing, Deep Pockets, has a very fuzzy, thick, woozy beat. It's a bit of a mess, but for whatever reason, it kind of...
I'm gonna say this, bro. I'm gonna say this. Because I've heard him say the shit about More Life. I've already heard this exact thing, bro. The reason Drake has to specify, like, alright guys, listen, this is just a playlist, this is just a demo, this is just a mixtape, whatever. The reason is because he's that good that anything he puts out, you're gonna have him, all these people critique it so much that he can't even just make music for fun. He can't even just do what he likes to do. All these other rappers, anyone can just drop random shit, put random things out there, do whatever they want. No one's critiquing it that hard. But Drake, let's fucking critique every single little thing he ever does. Dudes literally do reviews on leaked Drake songs. So, listen, bro. If he goes, guys, listen, this is not an album. This is not a studio album that I've been putting so much time into. This is just, some random tracks, right? Some leaks that you guys like, whatever. That's it. This isn't some, like, insane thing where he's like, oh, dude, let's make an album, but let's be like, oh, this is just throwaways, bro. Fuck it. Like, no, bro. It's not true. It's just not true. It's just hate, bro. It's just hate.
Reminds me of like some early cloud rap stuff that you might have caught on a Little B mixtape. Not quite as dramatic and vast, though. Thankfully, Drake's narrative meditations on striving for a better life when he was a younger Drake are pretty compelling, especially when he's delivering sharp one-liners like ready to flip the F out like Fendi. He also comes through with vivid imagery like with back when my mama would interrupt sleep to tell me hurry up because the bus leaves, summertime heat waves, I used to just cut sleeves. It all just goes to show that Drake can, every once in a while, be an excellent narrator when it comes to his own life story. After this, we then get When to Say When and Chicago Freestyle, 2 tracks that have been floating around the internet since February, attached to each other at the hip. They both were pretty mild to me when they dropped initially, but they have both somehow become 2 of the better tracks on this project. When to Say When features a very tasteful, glamorous, shimmering soul sample hanging in the background as Drake essentially gives us a poetic update on his current day. The lyrical tone is braggadocious and yet introspective, nothing new for Drake there. He files through references to his son, to his mother, also what I believe is his relationship with his audience with "I'ma tell you what to feel like the weatherman," which is, I think, a pretty knowing line given just how many people's emotions Drake is in control of because of his songs. Drake does work some supremely questionable lines into this track at a few points, though. 500 mil and I'll fall back in the 6. Finally give you guys the space you need to exist. Michael Jackson shit, but the palace is not for kids. Which is a very odd reference and line there, given like all the talk about your weird proximity to girls much younger than you. Bringing up the Michael Jackson thing, like he has like serious allegations when
no one has serious allegations. Yo, this dude, I think this guy's a troll, bro. I think this guy's a troll. Drake has serious allegations? Huh? Please tell me he said Michael Jackson serious allegations and not Drake. Please. Please. I'm about to freak the fuck out, dude.
Weird proximity to girls much younger than you. Bringing up the Michael Jackson thing, like he has like serious allegations when you don't is odd. Then
okay.
There's
I take it back. It sounded like that, bro. I take it back. Holy shit, dude. I was like, oh, this guy's literally trolling. This guy literally is trolling right now.
Serious allegations when you don't is odd. Then there's, and I got your girl on the second floor begging me to put it in, and it's not because of all the money that you wouldn't spend, and it's not because I set it up to try to get revenge, it's because you guys insecure and you ain't made men. Which, again, funny, because when I think of openly and obviously insecure rappers, Drake is in my top 3. We then have Chicago Freestyle, which I thought was the better of the 2 tracks. I love the eerie synth chords on the song, the very sparse trap beat, also the somewhat lo-fi hook from Giveon, R&B singer who has a somewhat Sampha-like tone to his voice. Lyrically, it's not a concept or anything, but a lot of the bars deal in Drake needing to keep a low profile because he's famous and people are looking for him. He's paranoid. He fears those around him have ulterior motives. There are people carrying guns around him. He is sneaking from one location to the next. Definitely it's a standout moment here. But then from this point on, I think the Dark Lane demo tapes really begin to trail off. We have the painfully boring crossover between Drake and Chris Brown, Not You Too, where both have virtually no vocal chemistry together whatsoever. It's about as flat and as boring as listening to Bieber and Sheeran team up on...
Dude, this is such bullshit. Tell me this song. This is literally... I'm not kidding. Hold on a second. This is literally... not even close. I'm just looking at pure numbers on Spotify. This is the most played Chris Brown song ever. This is like a hit song right here.
Whatsoever. It's about as flat and as boring as...
The fuck do you mean wrong song? What the fuck do you mean wrong song? Did you think I thought No Guidance was on this album? What the... I'm giving an example. What the fuck are you talking about? Yo, you're dumb as fuck if you wrote wrong song. I'm sorry, bro. You can't follow if you fucking wrote wrong song. He said they have no musical chemistry. And then I played a literal hit song. It's both of them. God damn, bro. Some of you were slow.
Listening to Bieber and Sheeran team up on that single they dropped a while back. And look, it does not matter how hard 2C Slide has hit, it's still mild. I think the song has a decent refrain, and Drake came through with a somewhat interesting lyrical concept. The flow isn't bad either, but it is severely underproduced, and there is just not enough contrast across the track. Meanwhile, Desires might be Drake's worst song with Future yet, and not just because I think this is one of Future's weakest features in a while, but also what the hell is with these bars from Drake? I should have put you somewhere where no one could find you, mansion out in the sticks with nothing around you, Katy, Texas, Dallas, Texas, you know, a different environment, because you got desires. Did R. Kelly ghostwrite this for you? What the fuck? This is like some serious grooming shit. You're trying to take someone and remove them from where they have maybe friends or family or the ability to take care of themselves and put them in a somewhat remote location where they don't have the means to escape you if you become a total creepo. Later, Drake is going on about this person's desire.
Oh my god, I'm just gonna let this play, bro. This guy clearly hates Drake, bro. Like, it's just, at this point, it's just clear. It's just clear, bro. And also, that song, all I got from that shit is, like, Drake and Future saying some shit like, you know, maybe she wouldn't have cheated or she wouldn't have, whatever the fuck she did if we went somewhere, you know, like he said, secluded, you know? That's all. It's not a weird grooming thing. That doesn't, like... Jesus Christ.
Fire and lack of self-control, but even if this is somehow out of concern, the lengths at which Drake goes in this track to use his power and money and influence to essentially control another person or maybe other people is just really weird. Why the hell would you put this in a song and then release it? If this song is seriously about real life and Drake is doing this, maybe the FBI should get involved. Thankfully, things do pick up a little bit more on the track Landed, which is a true blue banger, despite it being of a slightly lower fidelity. Easily one of the most gratifying tracks here. If it wasn't as rough and maybe had a killer feature on it, it could be a hit. Especially since the flow on this one is catchy on contact. Then we have D4L, which is an incredible tour.
He didn't even talk about Time Flies, which is my favorite song in the whole shit. And Landed was like one of my least favorite. Like, I don't get this guy, bro. I don't get this guy, dude. What is this guy's, like, what kind of taste does he have? Does anyone know what his favorite songs are and shit? Like, artists? What does he listen to?
The Force featuring Future, Drake also, obviously, and Young Thug, where the chemistry level between the three is off the frigging charts. Keep in mind, this track is essentially these three doing their thing over the same beat to Dreezy and 2 Chainz's Second to None, and there are so many fun qualities to this track. The vocal routines that they're going through, the trade-offs between Future and Thug at the start of the song, what's happening? Also, Future's verse, where the multiple times he's sort of going through that, really having fun on the song, and it comes through. We then get Pain 1993 featuring Playboi Carti. Drake is attempting to adhere to the somewhat minimal trippy trap sound that Playboi Carti has helped popularize, which I think is fine. I think he does a pretty good job of attributing it, and he does well on the song. It's like he's just kind of giving it a bit of a nod, and he sets all of this up only for Carti to drop one of his worst features, period. The voice is so baby and so thin, it's actually quite obnoxious, almost cartoonish. He sounds like if Young Thug had joined the Lollipop Guild. Losses as well is one of the more emotional moments here. There is an audio tie-in with Drake's dad at a few points over Instagram, which I guess is cool, but for the most part the song's lyrics seem to deal in just these very vague relationship bars. I wonder if at this point, does Drake even have anyone in mind when he writes this type of shit, or has he just written, again, like very similar bars to the point where there doesn't really need to be a frame of reference. He's just always just dropping these types of references and allusions to love being on the rocks, essentially. I don't know. There are a few standout bars here, like the one about people stealing his style, and now he's out here matching with other rappers, and then also he does it for the grams.
He's literally, now at this point, this guy's gone from hating on Drake to now just questioning, just basically saying, like, is anything you're even writing, is any of it true at all? Like, that's basically what he's saying. Like, how do you... He would never assume this about anyone else. You would never listen to, like, someone's, like, singing, like, an emotional song and then being like, oh, is this... Do you even actually think like that? Like, what? That's literally pure hate.
The gram. I like that one. However, the ending of this project generally is pretty weak.
From Florida with love.
Is, just like time flies, underwritten, underproduced. There's also a really persistent...
Alright, shut the fuck up. Time Flies and From Florida with Love, those songs are fire. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. I don't give a fuck if you go, oh no, that shit's mid. Yeah, fuck you. I don't care what you think. You're wrong. You are fucking wrong. You're literally wrong.
Layer of like distortion and static hanging in the background on it for what reason I don't know. Are you like trying to be...
Your opinion is wrong.
Tyler, the creator, with Igor and the record static? What? It really adds nothing to this track that already has nothing going for it. And then we get Demons and War, which both are incredible turnoffs for me for the same reason that Drake is essentially trying to capture the vibe and the style of this UK drill sound, which is very popular right now. And I get that this is kind of what Drake does. When there are prevailing trends and sounds, he tends to hop on them. And I just don't see why, when he does this, why do you need to do the accent? Why do you need to do the accent? You are not from the fucking UK. Just like it was silly as shit when you were doing your...
Does anyone realize where Drake like grew up? And, like, who he's friends with, and, like, how people in Toronto talk? Does no one know that? I thought this was already known. Like, people are saying he's doing a fake accent or something. Like, I'm confused on what's fake about it. So, like, what's fake about it? It's like some slang. He's not even, like, saying, it's not like it's another language. He's just saying slang terms. Whatever, bro.
Fake patois thing for project after project, for song after song. This is sillier. You have even less of a connection to this than you did to that, despite the fact that people are making so many excuses for you, falling over themselves to be like, yeah, like, why not? There's, like, Jamaicans in Toronto. Why can't he do a fake patois? Oh, fam, it's a mad thing, isn't it?
This guy hates Drake. Hey, but dude, listen, I applaud the guy, bro. People want to come on here and see him shit on Drake. They don't want to see him suck off Drake. That's what they want to see, so he's doing it, bro. Hey, whatever. It is what it is, bro. It is what it is.
So, yeah, he just sounds utterly ridiculous, rapping in this tone. If you want to rap over this style of beat and with other rappers who are typically on that wave, then that's fine. Do it. That's cool. Put some people on. But I don't understand why he needs to adopt the lingo in such a clownish, cringy way. So, yeah, this is pretty hit or miss.
This is literally why he doesn't do it. He talks like that and does that, like, whatever, he's around the people he grew up with, whatever, right? We've all seen and heard Drake talk in that way. It doesn't sound like he's just, like, making it up. It just sounds like that's how he talks sometimes. Like, that's just what it sounds... You're just saying it's fake. It doesn't mean it's fake. But this is exactly why he doesn't do it, because people like this are like, oh, you're being fake. Like... If he doesn't sound exactly like how he talks, Oh, he's doing a fake accent.
It's relatively
No
decent,
sense.
but ends up in the trash bin, in my opinion. And along the way, it's really a roller coaster ride of failures and underwhelming moments, and so.
A roller coaster ride of failures. Hey man, I enjoyed this album, bro. I fucking like it, bro. Everyone I've talked to likes it. I don't know, a roller coaster of failures. Okay, dude, this guy clearly doesn't like rap music. There's no way this guy likes rap music. There's no way, bro. First of all, if you don't like that song Demon, like, you just, what the fuck? That's just like a catchy, like, just
of failures.
Let's see what he
and
rates this. Let's see what he rates it.
underwhelming moments and so spots too. Feeling a strong 3 on this one. 3 out
of 10. Okay. That's. Oh, you know what I gotta say to that, bro? Fuck you.